back with the podcast Count It All Joy. And today we have the beautiful Lisa Nicole here. And we're going to have a great conversation about autism, education, and some things in between there. So, hi, Miss Lisa Nicole.
Hey, sweetie pie.
How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good.
I'm good. I'm so happy for the invite. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
I think what makes my view special is that I am a parent of a 22-year-old with autism,
Yes.
John Michael III Trey, and I'm also a teacher. So I've been teaching special ed for 32 years, over 32 years now,
Okay.
and specifically with students with autism, Down syndrome, intellectual disabilities,
Okay.
since 2010.
Certified. Y'all heard that right? Put a stamp on it. Don't play. Come on now.
Absolutely.
So, you just share with us a little bit, but tell us what is your educational background? Because you got a lot of slashes in between that. Okay.
I know a little something about something.
Period.
Had my bachelor's in special ed.
Okay.
Then I received my first master's in urban education, second master's in curriculum instruction, which is what we call Type 75.
Okay.
That's what you want if you want to be a principal or assistant principal. And then I have certifications. I was actually worked with ABA therapy.
Okay.
So I was a technician for some years, which gave me a lot of a background. And the funny thing, again, special ed teacher since 1994. And then when my son was diagnosed when he was 6 in 2009, is when I actually had my first autism classroom.
Okay.
So God aligned that.
Yes.
Could not have, didn't know that my son was on the spectrum until he was in kindergarten. And then he was at a private kindergarten. So they would come in, the city would come in and test kids to make sure everybody's on the level. And mind you, he's reading, he knows his sight words, he knows things in Spanish, he's fine. But I knew he had some things, problems with transition and tantrums. I'm thinking, me and dad are thinking, hey, his dad's like, I was like that when I was younger. So that's just him. And so when they did some tests and saying that, hey, he might have some type of disability. Mind you, I'm a special ed teacher. I was in denial. Of course. The paper, I was like, oh, this is for somebody else's child. And literally what I did and threw it away. Literally. Until I had great people there, great grandparents and parents and teachers that were like, hey, I do want to say, you might want to give it some more thought. We do see that he's having some difficulties when he changes, when we're supposed to go swimming, but we can't. When we're supposed to go outside to play recess and we can't, he's having more of a tantrum than anyone else.
Those are the transitions you were speaking of.
Yes, and that's one thing that really was like, okay, let's see what's going on. I'm thinking, because I've heard of, again, don't know a lot about autism, but I know a lot about ADHD. I'm like, okay, he has a attention deficit, hyperactivity. That's what's going on, and he got a little bit BAD too. So I'm like, okay, cool. We can go ahead and work it out. So then when that was kindergarten, over the summer, we were able to get him into the homeschool there, Fernwood Elementary, and they tested him and they said, hey, he's probably on the spectrum. And they explained to me what that was, and it has to deal with deficits in communication, sensory, and social. And that was my son was a talker. He would talk, but he would only talk about one particular subject. Some kids like trains, like planets. My son liked a particular cartoon. So it was Transformers. It was whatever it was at the time. And it was hard for him to go to another subject. And then behavior tantrums. I want what I want. That's it. I am going to fall out on the floor. Stuff like that. So that was part of it. And then socially, he liked other kids. He wasn't a loner. Like some kids are a loner. He wasn't a loner. He would go up to other kids. But that might mean he might push them. That means he might pull the hair. He might touch your nose or those boundaries he didn't have. So when they explained everything to me, it started to make sense. It did.
I know you said that the year that your son got diagnosed was your first year teaching.
My first year teaching kids with autism.
Okay. What inspired you to become a special education teacher?
Well, I wanted to become a teacher when I special ed teacher when I was 12.
Oh my
I
goodness.
saw Jerry. I'm telling my age. I'm 56. So there was
and looking good and looking good
and doing well. I took my water. Um, and in 12 there was a marathon. I think it happened every Easter or it was Labor Day. Jerry Lewis, and it would talk about kids with cerebral palsy and other needs. And I just had a vision, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher then. Yeah. And so I knew in 8th grade, I knew in high school, I knew in college, I want to be a teacher. I went to Northern at first. I wanted to work with kids with sign language. So when I transferred to Chicago State, they didn't have the program, but I just kept on with special needs. So I always knew I wanted to be with these babies.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
I love you don't hear all the time that people have a dream as a kid and they actually are able to obtain it. So that's wonderful.
Good. And you know what? You're right, because you might hear a lot of football player, basketball player, actress, singers.
Yeah.
But you don't hear the dreams anymore about teacher, or police officer, doctor. And again, and now we're going to even where our kids can be involved in, where we're getting more into I want to be a plumber. Yes. I want to drive a truck.
Yes.
It's certain things that our kids now can be open to that as well, because college is not for everybody.
No, it's not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
What some of the emotions you experienced during that time of you you spoke on that you were in denial, but then when you got the diagnosis, even though it started checking for you, clicking for you, how did you feel?
You know what? I actually felt good. People thought I was going to feel sad. I just heard this somewhere else. When I got the diagnosis, I told a friend of mine, she said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Not congratulations. Oh, there's a diagnosis. Now we can have an action plan." Yes. She said, "I'm sorry." Yes. I said, "My son doesn't have cancer. Yes. My son doesn't have leukemia. He has autism. He thinks differently. He acts differently, but I'm good." So I knew then, and I had to be my son's advocate. Yes. At all times. And I had to do some research too. Okay. So teacher, I'm studying, and luckily, again, things were aligning. Again, my first classroom with autism, I was able to get trained. Okay. And then my son got diagnosed like within months. So that was God alignment. But my emotion was, okay, now I have to, however I'm feeling, I didn't feel embarrassed, didn't feel ashamed. I just feel like I need to equip myself so that he can have all the experiences that any other child has. Yeah.
I love that you said, I love what you just said. You said that your friend said, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry.
Because sometimes we may post something on social media of your kid, a video of, a video that's going around social media, and you see people putting prayer hands and or the crying faces. And I'm happy that you said that, because even though autism can be challenging, navigating the journey of it, this is not sad.
It's not.
It's not sad. It doesn't have to be.
Yes.
It don't have to be sad. And I'm so happy you said that, because it is light. Once you get through that, that little weird little transition for yourself. Exactly. Oh, my baby got this thing. It's okay.
It's okay.
You can move. I'm so happy you said that, because I'm not offended when people send me prayer hands.
Yeah.
But I think that people just don't know to know.
Yeah.
And they almost treat it like it's cancer. Or
how lupus. Are you doing?
Yes.
How are you going to be okay?
Yes.
So tell me about your journey.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. It can be, but I'm a mom like everybody else. I pray for you. You pray for me.
That's it.
But the thing about it is that I have a diagnosis now. I have an action plan. Now, you with a gen ed, a typically developed child, you might not know that there's some quirks or things that he or she might have later on in life. I know what kind of to expect.
Yes.
And I know to try to get in front of it.
Yes. You have a blueprint.
Yeah.
You got a guide.
You
Yeah.
do. You do. Am I exhausted? Absolutely. Am I tired? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like any other parent. And I think we do have a badge of honor is some things that we go through
Of course.
that someone else doesn't go through.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
fine. But you don't have to woe was me and pity party me.
No. At all.
Just give me encouragement
That's all.
and we're gonna make it happen.
That's it. So at what age you said that he was diagnosed in
When he was 6, going into first grade.
and then besides, did he have any other major developmental differences besides the transitioning to different things? And what else did you say? The behavior?
So for him, diagnosis of autism at 6 and ADHD probably right after, I think maybe 8.
Okay.
And so for him, because he started off in gen ed, and then when we switched schools, he needed a paraprofessional to make sure that he's okay, he follows directions. And so me being a teacher, so when we have those IEP meetings,
Yes.
individual education plan meetings,
Yeah.
I know what's happening. So first, second, third, fourth grade, he was doing well until he wasn't.
Okay.
And so the funny thing to me is that I realized that the teachers had a meeting on me before our meeting because they knew I was probably going to push back on some things. They was like, hey, you know what? He is not progressing like he would like. And we were like, so I think that, we tried these interventions and it's not working. Here is the data. Here are his scores. They're starting to drop. They're going in the wrong direction. So we think he needs to go into a self-contained classroom. In Chicago Public Schools, CPS, where I teach, we call it cluster.
Okay.
And so it's primarily kids with autism, Down syndrome, under and other in intellectual disabilities, and they have access to their gender peers for specials like music, library, gym, recess, and things like that. So at first I was like, no, he's good. Y'all need to just try harder. They're like, so listen. But then they had to show me the data, and they was to say, "That's what we can do is try it. Try it for a half a semester, and let's see if it and with anything, if it doesn't work, we will know. Yes. He will start to regress. If he shows progress, then we know it's working. Yeah. So and then after that, I had to understand. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take their suggestion. Now, what I had to convince his dad. Okay. So that was husband at the time. Yeah. Because dad loved him being in a gen ed setting with his gen ed peers. Yes. And now he's going to a classroom that could have somebody that has a helmet. Yes. That could have somebody that has a walker. Yes. Or not. They can look just like my son looks. Everybody looks differently, but then you have somebody that makes noises. Yeah. That's nonverbal. Yeah. Or rocking. Or rocking. Good, Britt. So he thought that he was going to start to have those behaviors. Rock and clap and stem. So that was the thing. So now he gonna put him there, and we don't work so hard. He gonna come out flapping and clapping. Yeah. And I was like, so listen, let's see what happens. And again, the teachers were right. I had to lean back and respect them being the professionals, and they were right. Because when he got into a classroom out of 30 to 13, that helped. He was able to have more individualized attention and instruction. That really helped him. And he's such a sweet kid that he really took advantage of, and he was the teacher's helper. Oh, he helped the kids that may have been lower than him. Yeah, I love it helped. When it works, it works. And that's with any child, any setting. Once it works, it works. If it's not working, then let's see what else that we can do. But I had to convince Dad that it was okay. And once we realized, we stopped getting the phone calls about behavior. Yes. And I'm the type of teacher and parent. My son had to do Saturday detention. Hello. Because he said a word he wasn't supposed to say. He was disruptive. And the dean was like, we know, well, Lisa, y'all good. He don't have to. I said, yes, he does. He gonna be here like everyone else.
So he can be accountable for himself.
Absolutely.
And that's also a form of you helping him to understand that your actions have consequences. It's a form of discipline.
Absolutely.
Which we can absolutely discipline kids that are on the spectrum.
Absolutely.
Because they
need that.
Absolutely.
They need that. Everyone needs structure. If I come to my job every day late, and my boss says something, my principal says something, I can't trip. I have to be held accountable. But let me
That
leave
part.
a little bit early. If a train happens, no problem. But if you're just every day taking advantage of it because, oh, I have a son that's on the spectrum, I might have to leave a little late. No, you figure that out.
That's it.
And so that's where our kids have to learn that again, actions deserve consequences, positive or
Yes.
negative. You
Yes.
choose.
Absolutely. I want to ask you about. I want to ask you about. It's something that sparked a question for me when you said that, dad. I want to talk to you about men, moms, and dads, and where can we meet in the middle when we disagree about what you just all those things in between of ain't nothing wrong with my baby, or you know, or what if I put, because that was one of my concerns, what if I let him go to this classroom with these other kids who have their things going on that are not the same things that my son may be experiencing? Is that gonna add on to, all his other challenges that he's already having? um I want to talk about how can we meet in the middle? Like, how can we effectively work together? What type of conversations did you guys have, or how did y'all come to an agreement?
Great question. What was awesome is that because I'm a teacher, um, everything at first was Trey had it's the autism, him not completing his work or him not acting appropriately in class. It was the autism. Then at first with dad was like, well, I did that when I was his age. So it's just him being bad. It's just him not listening. It's him tripping. So what we had to do is we had a village, which was my mom, his parents, my brother, and it was times that we had to let him go with them.
Yeah.
And we had to have that time to talk where we can have that conversation about how do we meet in the middle.
Absolutely.
And how we talk to one another as parents and how we have to listen to one another.
Yes.
And then sometimes we're like, is it just him being a boy, being a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old boy?
That part.
Or is it part of the autism? Or is it a combination of both? And so we had to have the conversation on how we were going to have our conversations and how we can listen to one another. I'm not the expert because I am a special ed teacher, and he's not the expert because he's a boy dad.
Yes.
So we had to have that conversation and come together and see how we were going to figure things out. Yeah. We also went to different groups, and I was the one. I went to the support group. I brought the information in.
Nice.
Okay. And then for sports, we make sure that the dad's a sports dad. Okay. So Trey loves sports. Awesome. Trey actually has his own podcast, Trey Talk Sports Chicago.
Y'all go
on
follow
YouTube,
him, period.
TRE Talk Sports Chicago. Please subscribe. Yeah. So he's on the Bears kick. Now, but the thing about it is that dad was the one, he's at the games, basketball, football, soccer. Okay. So every opportunity that he had to be active, we make sure, because of hyperactivity, not going to sit in his house and run and flip.
That part.
So let's get you outside. Yes. But dad and I had to come together and discuss how we were going to make sure that we stay on the same page. Okay. We're like every parent. We're going to be on the same page in front of the children.
Yep.
Now we can have a conversation about what we didn't like, what the other one did when they go to bed.
Yep.
Because I have a daughter too. She's 26.
Okay.
Has an emotional disability, so not on the spectrum, but has her bachelor's, is working. So she has her own village with her aunt. So we had to come together. Yes. And we had to understand. And then we had to give each other space.
Hello.
So when you need to go out with the boys, go with the boys.
Hello.
You need to go with the girls, go with the girls.
No, I think that's so important to have your own space, because even though y'all had each other, it's nothing like having your own village, which is your friends or whoever those people are, where you don't have to be on parent mode.
Yeah, on parent mode.
You don't have to be on parent mode. You could just be Lisa Nicole. Yeah. I could just be Brittany, and we can just, do whatever brings us joy because we put in so much time and energy into the kids.
Absolutely.
Your marriage.
Absolutely.
Work.
Absolutely.
So you need that time for yourself. And then I just got one more question about something that you said, and then we can move on from this. What advice do you have to those parents going into those IEP meetings that don't have the educational background that you have, and they are nervous and scared, and they don't know the terminology of these big words that they use, and they don't even know that they can say, no, I don't agree with that. We're not adding that to his IEP plan. We're not doing that. They don't know their rights. What advice do you have to those parents that they just don't know?
That is great. I think that when you do have a diagnosis, especially of autism, it's good, or whatever the disability is, Down syndrome or whatever it might be, it's good to find yourself a support group. That's an easy Google and see. And now you have social media. You have all type of TikTok, Facebook, Instagram people that are moms, that are dads, that are grandparents, that are dealing with it, that can help. You can also get you an advocate. And an advocate you can Google. Sometimes a district will tell you things about it, but is that somebody that is there not to say I got you to the parent, to the teachers, because we feel like that sometimes when the advocate comes in, so they come in like a bully.
Yes,
we don't like them.
Yes, of course
not. We don't want to be bullied, but we don't want you to think that you do have somebody else that can basically explain what's happening. So first of all, when you do have your IEP meeting, you are due a draft within 3 days. It can be different districts. Within 3 days, the draft means you get a copy of it. So you can go through it. You and your husband, you and your sister, you and your advocate, you and whoever, and you can see, okay, what's going on. It might look a little bit foreign. So then you redline, you highlight, and you have you have questions. And then I also tell parents, my goddaughter daughter was just diagnosed just with a developmental delay. But I stopped every couple of minutes to say, do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions? Do you know what she means by OT? Because we'll start doing abbreviation. OT, PT. Do you know that's a physical therapist? Do you know that's occupational therapist? And so you have the right to ask those questions. You have the right to say no to certain things and say yes to certain things. You have the right to ask for an additional meeting. You know what? I need to run this back over again with my therapist, with my advocate, with my mom or my dad. So can we reconvene? Yes. No. So it's not can, because a parent has all of the rights. So read those rights that you're giving before you. So it's not can we meet. So when can we meet again? Now be mindful. This team does have other meetings that they're doing, and they might be booked up in a certain month. So understand that. But if you ask nicely, you will get it. But you have a right to reconvene if you're confused about something. But you have the right to ask questions. And they're like, what's the saying? No dumb question. No question is a dumb question. So you have your right to ask your questions. Also, be mindful though of what you're asking. Be mindful of if you really think this is great for your child. Not just because the district has money. And if your child is nonverbal and he needs an assistive device, great. But if he can't identify 2 pictures, he might not be able to get the most expensive iPad. You have to do what's best for your child. And there's room for growth. But you have to be you have to be respectful of our time, and we're respectful of your time. But back to your question. You are your child first advocate. And that's when you're going to make sure that you have in your heart, do your research, but always ask questions. Always.
I love that answer. Thank you. I just wanted to clear that up. I know that it's so many people who just, it's heavy. It's a strange feeling to try to explain, but going into those meetings with these people, and sometimes we don't have a clue.
We don't. And you know what? I want to say too. Watch who you tell things to, because you have your friends that don't know nothing. Girl, don't let them put them in that special ed class. Girl, they just want the extra money. All that is not true.
No.
In Chicago public schools, I make the same money as my counterparts with general ed teachers.
Okay.
But some districts, the special ed teachers get money.
Okay.
So it's not like we want your child in special ed to get more money for the district or for the class or for the teacher. That's not true. But if your child needs that extra time, that extra help, that more support, that smaller classroom size, and that's what your child needs to be successful, that's what they need.
Yeah.
So be mindful of some of the negative things, especially if that parent hasn't been through. And if the parent's been through something, they might be able to say, hey, watch out for when they say this, or be mindful. But if you have somebody that doesn't know anything telling you, girl, I wouldn't if I was you. Don't have them label your black boy.
Baby.
So that's a lot. That's a lot.
In the Black community, we got a lot of stigmas about special education.
Yes.
Sometimes we are uneducated about what that even means and what falls under the umbrella of special education.
Absolutely.
And because there are racial disparities, because there is big prejudices, even in this space of special education, I think we almost like PTSD. I'm like, oh, I think that's where it come from. Oh, don't let them put this. But sometimes, not all the time, sometimes it's true. The diagnosis is right, and you are doing your child a disservice.
Absolutely.
Not accepting those extra supports.
Absolutely.
So we want to be mindful and be fair.
And be fair.
Be fair.
And be fair.
Be fair. Be fair to the teachers. Be fair, for yourself and for your kid. But that was a great answer. Love it. You also do respite care. And for people who don't know, because you're about to school me too, I know a little bit about it, but what is respite care?
So respite care basically means that you come in, you assist the parent. I was a part of those services when I was part of ABA therapy.
Okay, nice.
Which is applied behavior analysis. And what that simply means is that you have an ABA therapist that will come in and or you go to the particular center and they'll evaluate your child and see what we can do. Like, again, we have a lot of academic things that we do at school. They can follow up that at home, but a lot of times it's transition, a visual schedule, or how to get them ready in time.
Yes.
How to get them ready for a bed. Our kids like routine.
Yes.
And so they can help with that. And then when the routine is broken, when it changes, that's very difficult for our kids. They are very regimented and a routine. So with ABA therapy, you have the therapist and you have the technician, and that was me as well. I would come in and follow through with the plan. Okay. And then respite care is something that can happen at the state level. With Illinois, you want to, when you have a child with diagnosis, you want to sign them up for PUNS, P-U-N-S. I forgot what that stands for, but what it does, it gets your child in line to have services. And then that can include respite care. And respite care is through the state. That's when someone can come into your home and to help you, to relieve you. You go shopping, you go yoga class, you go outside and go to the park and go sleep for 2 hours. Whatever you need to do, you can do. But those are services that are usually given by the state. And with ABA therapy and being a technician, I had help with that when I was actually involved with with our support group, Chicago Autism Connection. And so that was when I first was exposed to having respite care for my son. And so that's something that I had been into for a while with ABA therapy and that. So respite care is when someone can give you help and give you a break.
Okay, nice. Do you have to, when you apply for it, first of all, I was told that the PUNS list is off the chain and you need to get your child on the list as soon as possible.
As soon as they are diagnosed. As soon as they're diagnosed. So that has been, so as soon as they're diagnosed, like, my son was 6. And I'm going to be honest, because of what I do, I didn't get my son on the PUNS list. Because I was able to pay for speech therapy. Occupational therapy. ABA. I was able to do those things out of pocket, so I didn't put him on PUNS. And because I knew he was able to get a job and work, I didn't. But your point, you have to, as soon as you get a diagnosis,
Okay.
get them on pumps because it can be years.
I heard.
It can be months. But again, I do want to look into there might be some other like with ABA therapy or other programs, other state funded grant programs. You might be able to get respite care services if you just Google respite care
Okay.
and see what's in your state, city, and township.
Okay. Is the respite care based on the child's level of autism? How much support they need? Like, this kid may be um, pretty much independent.
Okay.
They might have a little some, they need support on that. But this kid may need more support, like getting them dressed, all that stuff. How does that work with the hours? Like,
so what I'm more towards ABA and the technician, but for respite care and both of them, there's evaluation that has to be done.
okay,
So
so
there's
the same for
yeah,
respite.
yes. There's
I'm
an
familiar
evaluation
with
that has to be done.
ABA. Okay.
Yeah, so there's
Okay.
an evaluation that has to be done.
Okay.
And then they will tell you, and I believe not only does it go by the diagnosis and the present level, functioning level, most likely also goes by income.
Okay. Okay.
So, but that's a question mark for me, so I can't give you a clear answer.
Yeah.
But Google is everything.
Yeah. Hello. ChatGPT.
But that part, I'm old, so I'm just getting into that. But yeah, but I want to say it goes by particular factors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
What is a common misconception about autism you would like to correct?
I think that I think that some people think that our kids are not kids. Our young adults are not young adults. Our adults are not adults.
Yes.
I'm dealing with a 22-year-old. So in high school, he football team. He was a football team manager.
Come on now.
And he loved that, and the coach loved them. And the kids loved that. But he had a girlfriend. He went to every homecoming,
Yes.
prom.
Yes.
Now he's working.
Yes.
And now he does want to learn how to drive.
Yes.
So I think that they think our kids are so very different.
Yes.
They have some differences.
Yes.
There's spectrum, that means that there's a range.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
our kids want to do things like everyone else does.
Hello.
And our goal as parents and advocates,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to give that child an opportunity.
Yes.
And it starts at school. It
Yes.
starts at school.
Yes.
So if they're in gym or they're have an award show or they have a play,
Mm-hmm.
my son's going to be right there if he can tolerate it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have issues with sensory. He
Mm-hmm.
might need headphones. He might
Mm-hmm.
need his assistive device.
Mm-hmm.
He might need a lower mic. Whatever is that, do not deny
That part.
my child the opportunity.
Yeah, be accommodating.
Yeah, be accommodating, and we're gonna figure it out.
That part.
And then you have to know your child as a parent. I want him on stage. Does he want to be on stage? Does she want to be on stage? Maybe it's too loud. Maybe she doesn't want it. Maybe that's not the place she want to do. So you can be an advocate, but you want to be mindful not to push too hard.
Yes.
You have to have that balance.
That's a fact.
You have to have that balance.
What is there may not be any. It's just that I'm not well versed in respite care. But are there misconceptions about respite care?
From what I have just discussed with a couple of parents, again, this is when my son was a little bit younger.
Mm-hmm.
They truly thought respite care was babysitting services, and it is to help the parent to go do some other things.
Yes.
But it is we want to have some things in place. We want to have some activities for them to do. We want to be in a safe environment. That respite care worker have to be in a safe environment.
Yes.
Put your dog up. Put your cat up.
Hello.
It's different things like that. Or your home has to be safe.
Yes.
That respite care worker, that even the ABA therapist, technician has to make sure that you have to, and the evaluation is key. Because does your child elope?
Yes.
Do they climb? Do they this? Do they that? Yes. Or do they just sit there and just watch TV and iPads? What are some things? Are we restricting screen time? So it's just about the respite care workers. We're not just babysitters. We really help. There is a plan in place.
Yes.
And we're there to support the family.
Yes.
And that's the respite. We're there to support the family.
I love it. I love it. So your son is older.
Yes.
And sometimes we can't see when our kids are young because we're going through all the things. Because some of us are having bigger challenges than others. Sometimes it's hard for us to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm excited to hear you talk about your son, all the things that he is doing, because it's possible. It can happen. They are doing it. These babies won't be babies forever. They won't be teenagers forever. So what does a normal day in your life look like right now with your son? I know you're a working professional and he's working.
Absolutely.
So
what's cool about it is that I'll leave to go to work. He still sleep. He usually works an evening shift, 3 to 11, 6 to 10 or 11. And I'm able to understand that he's able to get himself together. He has a routine. He exercises every day. So, which was one of the reasons why we moved to where we moved to in Munster, because he jogs around our condo every day, and our neighbors know him. The police officers know him. And a tip too about how his day looks. We had to, about when he was 15, we had to have the conversation. George Floyd happened. So we had to have a conversation like every Black and brown parent about how you interact with police officers. And for our kids, they can fidget. They can put their hands in here. That's why there's different legislations, and a lot of parents have kids. They have a watch. They have a band. They have a pin. So you can recognize, okay, that particular student, that particular child has autism, and you might want to be mindful. But we had to have that conversation. So when he's out in the community, he knows that if somebody approaches him, he has to be mindful. Get your head off of the phone. But when a police officer addresses you, or even when I get stopped and I was speeding, and he knew to just be calm and be cool. He was like, "Oh my, he was a cool officer." I was like, "Yeah, he was." So those are some of the things we have to talk about. And so when I'm at work and he's exercising, I'm okay. And he's coming in fixing his own food. He loves food, so he's going to do an omelet. He's going to do that, and then he's going to get ready for work. He's going to call me while he's walking to work, about six blocks. He walks to work, and then he Ubers home, which comes out of his own money, his own debit card, his own credit card. So as a parent with a child that's higher functioning, we teach them everything you want that you teach your son. How to be safe. How to be calm, how to be polite, how to be respectful, and how to handle your business. So what's cool is that when I get home from work, he's usually at work. So I do have that time, that peaceful time. Then when he comes in at 11, he says goodnight, and we're done. And then when we are together, we love movies. So we just saw Mario Brothers, and we love to go out to eat. We love movies and concerts and cool. Stuff like that. So I was proud. I think 2 years ago I was able to take him to his first rap concert. So he saw 50 Cent.
Oh my goodness!
So you can tell him nothing. Oh my God! And it's so for my son still having autism. And again, so when I say autism for him, he's like, "Mom, I'll tell everybody that doesn't define me." That's what he tells me. That doesn't define me, Mom. Yeah, I have autism. But the thing about it is that he likes things that everyone else likes too. So I have to let him explore that, and just with any parent, letting them. So we have our time together, but letting them go when he has his friends, them going to the mall, them going to movies, and I had to let him be him, and we have a good balance.
That's great.
We have a good balance, and then so him and his dad, we're not together, but we're great co-parents. So wonderful. When I need a break.
I love it.
my son goes over, and then his sister is with the dad. So when he needs a break, she comes over here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we have that. We're great friends, great co-parents, and we need that balance to support one another.
Yes, I love it. I love to hear it. Was it hard for you to let your son be independent when he got to the age where he's like, "No, Mom, I want to go hang with my friends"?
Absolutely.
Or can I walk home from school and do all the things that average kids do, that all
Absolutely.
kids want to do. All kids.
I want to go to the park. I want to do that. It was, and because I went back to mommy panic mode of autism.
Of course.
Somebody's going to pick on them. Yep. Someone's going to even even to go play ball at the park, super safe. I'm like, somebody going to, try to bother him and mess with him. Yep. And because of the person that who he's become, he's such a cool kid that they understood he was a cool kid. Yeah. Now, some of the older, 17, 18-year-olds, figured when he was 16, 17, they figured out, he might be a little bit different. So they protected him. They knew that he was cool. And so that's the prayer of every parent, that my child's not getting taken advantage of, or that there's someone there that understands and that he can have every experience that everyone else can, and that he is safe. Yes. And then that's when you can and that's why you have to pray. I don't know what your belief is, but my belief is I have to cover our children, even the babies that I teach. I want them to have every experience that everyone else does. Yes. And that can also be the hard experiences, the heartbreak. Yes. That when you do have a friend that takes advantage of you, you want to go to the mall and you spend $100, which I told you don't pull out your debit card. But you did anyway. Because you're trying to buy a friendship. So it's just we go through a lot of the same things that parents do, but we just have to trust our kids and trust others. Because you don't want anybody bothering your child.
That part.
No matter how old they are.
That's it. Because always, no matter what age, they're gonna be our babies.
They're gonna be our babies. Absolutely.
What do you want people to remember or take away from this conversation?
I want them to take away that our kids with autism are like other kids. They want to be respected. Yes. They want to be loved. They want to be liked. Yes. They want friends. And even if the friend just lets them go, even when they're little, like even the exposure that I see on TV, when Sesame Street first got Gabby, super excited. And now I teach primary kids, so we watch Gracie's Corner. And they just recognize Autism Month. So when you see other people that are recognizing our babies have some differences, but that mean that you don't have to woe is me or call them, just understand that everyone's different. Just give them the opportunity and chance to grow and to be a kid, be a young adult, be an adult.
Yes. Oh, that was so wonderful. I'm so happy that you came with us today. Told us about yourself, some of your son's journey. It's so important to me that people see us. Yeah. That they can that they see people that look like them. Yes. That have maybe experienced some things that they have experienced, and experienced some things that we won't experience into the future. Maybe we won't ever experience. But it's so important to me for people to see that Black and brown people are experiencing some of these same things. And for them to know how to navigate, how to get from A to B.
Absolutely.
And I think that you did a wonderful job today in explaining
Thank you.
All of those things. And then you get an insight to see that if you are having a little tough time right now, it can be your son can learn how to drive, have a job, have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or all the things.
Absolutely.
And so I'm so happy that you came. I'm so happy. I can't wait for people to see this. Y'all better get in here and get some of these gems.
Thank you so much.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Come back and see us at the Count It All Joy podcast. Because I almost forgot what I was about to say.